You know, I was talking about learning from different traders and surrounding yourself with traders who are where you want to be in the future. But I think there's a downside to learning from too many trading gurus. And I want to cover that today, something that I've been requested to cover. And I think that learning from too many people can actually be a bad thing. And I'll explain to you right away why that is. So we'll jump right into it. Alright, first thing I want to kind of touch on is the fact that there are some good traders and bad traders online. There are people who are really good at what they do. They trade full time. They've been making a living for multiple years. You see many of them on the podcast where I interview traders all around the world. And there are some traders who are on the flip side of that, who are not so good. Either they fake performance, either they teach stuff that doesn't work and they know it doesn't work, but they teach it anyway. Or they try to flash too much to attract people to them and then teach stuff that is very kind of beginner focused and won't get you any results. And the same thing goes for all the fields. It's not just trading. It's going to be the same thing in business. The exact same thing when you look at health content, when you look at financial stuff overall too. The same principle applies. Now you would think, yeah, I'm just going to learn from the guys who are good at it. That also comes with some downsides because the guys who are really good at trading might have a different approach that doesn't fit your personality. They might do things really differently than you want to do, or they might have like a whole different routine than what you can do with your job. And that can also be a big issue. And if you are someone trying to trade, let's say an hour a day or trade with a full-time job, and you learn from someone who's doing it all the time, every single day for 8 hours a day in the market, that'll be very hard to learn. And sure, I'm not saying you cannot learn some good things from that person. You can probably learn some good advice, but learning too much from too many different sources at the same time can be very contradicting. Someone says, oh, you should do this. Someone says, oh, you should do something else. Someone says, well, this doesn't work, do this instead. How can you make sense of all of this? It's very difficult to do. So learning from the good traders isn't always the right option. Isn't always the proper thing to do. Learning from the bad traders, of course, is most likely wrong. Unless you're a very, very beginner and you kind of get introduced to trading and you kind of need that whole very basic perspective. I'm not saying there's not any good to that, but you got to be careful because not everything you see on TikTok or on YouTube is going to be right advice. These guys will tell you getting rich is very easy, that you can just follow a simple strategy, a simple process and get super wealthy in a few weeks from now or a few days from now. The trades they will show you are often going to be very manipulated in the sense that it's very easy to find one trade that fits the narrative, whatever you want to say. You want to say, I'm good at catching trend, find one trade that kind of follows that, or you say, I'm good at catching reversal. Just pick one trade anywhere that matches that. And it's very easy to manipulate too. If you want to see how it's done, I found a pretty cool video on YouTube about that topic. So you can check it out. I'll leave it link here in the corner. You can have a look at it. It's pretty insane how some traders are manipulating stats and results. And even if you think it's trusted and verified, it actually usually isn't anyway. So check this out, it's a good video to watch. But you gotta be careful what you feed in your mind too, because as soon as you start to learn from people who are a specific category, who say that wealth building is easy or getting wealthy is easy, then your mind starts to believe it. And it's very hard to do the work or work on stuff that's hard when you think getting rich is very easy and very minimal. It's very hard to go through a back test and build your own strategy and kind of do all these things when you've believed for years that trading is actually really easy and you can just follow a simple click and a simple step and you'll be super wealthy after. Or it's actually very hard to settle down for a strategy if you believe that there's some kind of secret out there in trading that you can just kind of discover at some point and you'll always be looking for something better and better over time. Very hard to not strategy jump if you believe that kind of stuff. So my point here is not just about trying to learn only from good traders. Yeah, you could learn from good traders and also have a couple of issues. Really what I want you to think about is the fact that you should become independent in your own learning, which means if you want to learn to trade, learn by yourself, learn from different people, but not all at once. What I found that helped a lot for me in the past, trying to focus on one single topic and spending, let's say, a month or even like 2 weeks or even a week to just learn that specific topic. So if you're going to learn about entries, learn entries for 1 week or 1 month. Focus on only that aspect of trading for long enough to master it. If you're going to try to learn about psychology or how to not overtrade, then focus on that topic for, let's say, a month and really learn from different people perhaps, but combine this advice into a action plan and check out what works. What works for you might be different from what works for something else. We're all different. We all have different minds and different ways to see the world, and different advice could impact you more than someone else. What you don't want to do is try to mix all the areas of trading at once. You learn about strategies, you learn about mindset at the same time, and then you go into this guy trading like a weird, obscure SMC pattern or something. Then you go and learn about this person. And then you learn about this guy who trades Morgan. And then that all kind of puts it together and it's really confusing. And it's very hard to make sense of it too, because you don't know which one is best, which one to focus on and which one to apply. And it's just really confusing to think about. So you definitely don't want to do that. And I know it's going to sound boring and stuff, but it's very, very important to back up your learning with data. What I mean by this is when you learn something, go try it out and see what results you get from it. See what happens with it and track it somewhere. Now, it doesn't have to be like a whole like boring Excel sheet or stuff. You can keep it like very simple in a notes app on your phone, but you should have a way to know what you've tried and what works and what doesn't work. I wish I could go back in my training journey now and kind of see what I've done in the past and what things helped me and what things didn't help me. Because I tried a lot of stuff. I tried different strategies, different tools. I did a bunch of experiments, but I didn't really track anything. I didn't really have any stats for what worked and what didn't. Now, when I want to try something else these days, I have no reference, nothing to go back to. I just have to kind of put it together myself and hope it works. And there's stuff that I've tried before and I tried again and I forgot it didn't work the first time, then I kind of have to try it again and see the same result. And it's just a lot of time wasted for no reason. So every technique, every strategy, every tool you use, anything you try should have some data behind it and your own data, because then you can actually trust it. Does it work for you or does it not work for you? That's the kind of stuff we try to figure out. So if you like this advice, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this video. I want to hear your thoughts as always. If you think you should learn from traders online, tell me also. I might be wrong. You might have a different perspective on things. Let me know in the comments for sure. If you want to learn how I trade my strategy, check out the first link below. It's going to be a free course that goes through all the rules of how I trade. I know this video isn't about strategies. People want to see charts. There's plenty of that in other videos of mine. You can check them out in the channel or get this free course and go through all the detailed steps. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do it now to get notified of future videos. I post 3 videos a week, one interview with a trader every Sunday, then 2 other videos every week where I teach you stuff about trading and mindset and kind of my perspective shifts in the market. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.